43rd Goddard Family Reunion.
Amen.
Feel free to worship as you used to. We want everyone to have a good time in the Lord. Sing, shout, praise, dance, whatever the Spirit leads you to do. We are all glad that you all could come this evening, this year, and it's good to see all of you. So again, welcome. Thank you.
Amen.
Good evening, family.
Good evening.
I'm Pamela CARITHERS, and on behalf of Willie Mae Goddard CARITHERS and Essie Daisy Goddard CARITHERS, we welcome you for our family reunion. I'm here to talk about our history, and it says something when there is 43 years of continuous coming together as a family, celebrating the lives where it all started from.
Amen.
It says something about the foundation. It says something about the love of family. It says something about what was implanted in those 13 siblings
Amen.
that started with the seed of one Willie Joseph Goddard and Pearl Brown Goddard. I wanted to call him Willie Pearl Goddard, just mix up all those names. But I'm going to talk about the history. And before we talk about the history, I want to talk about this graphic. Now, you see where the line starts as a real small line, and then it thickens and it's really wide here. Well, when I was looking at the design, I thought about, okay, let's do something funky, you know, kind of retro, let's do something a little more conservative. But when I looked at that graphic, it represented the seed of Willie Joseph and Pearl Brown Goddard. And so that seed started as that little line, and we are all here. Actually, we are off the charts. At least our generation, we're way off the charts. So that's what this graphic is about, and I thought that best represented the family and how it came to be.
Amen.
So, Minister Ned, I might need some assistance, because if I try to talk over there and about the history, because I don't want to stand up, it's just pressing the arrow down when I kind of give you the deacon nod. Okay, all right, our history. First of all, we have Willie Joseph. Okay, go up. Willie Joseph here at the dining room table, and then Pearl Brown Goddard here. So I was told by my Aunt Geraldine that this was in the kitchen. Wait a minute. Living room, I stand to be corrected. Military, I stand to be corrected. So this was in the living room and in the old house, and that's a piano. Whose house? Mom's house. Like Willie Mae house? Okay. All right, this is the old house of Willie Mae Goddard CARITHERS home. And that's the piano, and that's where grandmother Pearl is seated at. Okay. Okay, so Willie Joseph was born August 18, 1894 in Jones County, Georgia. His parents were John Henry and Georgia Goddard. To this union, 12 children. 5 sons and 7 daughters. Pearl Brown was born August 18th, 1897. I thought it was a typo. They have the exact same birthday, 3 years apart, 4 years apart. And she was born in Houston County, Georgia. Her parents were John and Hattie Brown. To this union, 5 children were born, 3 sons and 2 daughters. Pearl's sister, Johnny Mae Brown Chandler, lives in Washington, D.C. to this day. All the others have gone on to be with the Lord. The beginnings. These are excerpts from a writer, Dan King, and blessed are they who die in the Lord.
Amen.
The beginnings. Pardon me?
Let's say amen.
Okay. Blessed are the dead, which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their work shall follow them. Again, Dan King, Blessed are they who die in the Lord. The union of Pearl and Willie. Willie Joseph Goddard and Pearl Brown were married December 20th, 1912. Long time ago. Over 100 years ago. To this union, 16 children were born. 3 sons, 13 daughters. In 1923, Willie Joseph was called into the ministry. In 1939, he was ordained under the leadership of Reverend V.M. Miller. This is the tree of Willie and Pearl. It starts with the 2. And this is in chronological order from the oldest to the youngest. And Willie Mae, Essie, Mary Frances, Rosie, Ruby Goddard, Georgia, John Henry, Walter, Scotty. Didn't know Walter was Scotty, or Scotty was Walter. Naomi, we have George G.W., Annie Pearl, Rudine, and Dorothy Goddard. And I think this best represents that family tree, the way they are today. And the legacy continues. This was a blessing bestowed upon me. Cousin Pam was like, hey Pam, you might want to add this to the collection. Grave sites of Pearl and Willie. Pearl died December 20th, 1958. Willie passed on December 2nd, 1967. As the legacy continues, the first family reunion was organized to the late Reverend Willie and Pearl Brown Goddard, July 4th, 1974, at the Goddard family home. This is the Goddard family home, and it's not the original. It's not in its original condition. This is the home after it was rehabilitated sometime in the 80s. Uncle Jimmy, Uncle Lee, wasn't able to talk to him to get that year, but this was the family home. And the first family reunion was held here, somewhere over here, under the pecan tree. So I remember that reunion. I was 9. But this was the first reunion. And a few others were held here, but that's where it all started. And I'm not sure the age of the home. I didn't get a chance to look on the property assessor's books to see when this home was built. But my father told me that my grandmother, and he's not sure where that line stopped, that they bought this house or they moved into this house, but some of the older ones were not raised in this home. But it's still a home on 141 acres. The host church and remains today St. John's Missionary Baptist Church, where we are today. And I think it's supposed to be Shula, Georgia, Tiff County. Pardon me? Sunsweet. Okay, they got it wrong on the tax bill. Okay. But in 1977, the reunion came to Florida. I remember that reunion in Delray Beach. Uncle Jimmy Goddard, who's the brother of Willie Joseph. And that was in 1977. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Psalms 37, 23rd verse. We thank God for 43 years of continuous gathering and love, fun, and fellowship of our family. The 2016 celebration is hosted by the children and grandchildren of Willie Mae Goddard and Essie Daisy Goddard CARITHERS. 2 brothers married, 2 sisters. All right. The first reunion held in 1974 at the family farm. Officers were elected that same year. Each family of the Goddard children, siblings, hosted the program, which is a Friday night program, for the first cycle. So that was 13. So you had to wait 13 years before that family hosted again. So after that first cycle of families, then the families were paired up, 2 by 2, to host the program. In 1977, like I said, it was held in Delray Beach at Uncle Jimmy Godards' home. And the reunion is held the first weekend in July every year. Here are our family reunion officers. The president, Naomi Davis, until 2014. And at that time, Dorothy Ragland was elected in 2014. President Emeritus is Naomi Davis. Vice President is CARITHERS Mackey until her death in 2013. Then Jonathan Brown was elected in 2014 and serves today as the Vice President. Treasurer, Vincent CARITHERS Sr. until his death in 1980. And then his daughter, Christine CARITHERS Travick, was elected and serves as treasurer to this day. Secretary, Rudine Waters. And the food chair. The first food chair was Irma Mackey, assisting Aunt Naomi. And she was also assisted by Pamela Waters. Well, now Pamela Waters is the chair for the food. Willie Mae Goddard CARITHERS was born July 4th, 1915. Married to Vincent CARITHERS Sr. August 22nd, 1937. 12 children were born to this union. One sibling died as a toddler. 4 sons and 8 daughters. The child that died was a daughter. 30 grandchildren, 73 great-grandchildren, 5 great-great-grandchildren. And I know we have some other additions, but this is the 2010 data. So we have some more multiplications to that. We just don't have that data today. Grandmother died November 3rd, 2008. And 4 kids, go back up, 4 kids precede her, 4 kids are deceased. Beulah was that first child, died as a toddler. Milton, Pearl, and Thelma. And these are the children of Willie Mae. We have Vincent Jr., Milton, the late Milton, Geraldine, Christine, Willie Pearl, the late Willie Pearl, the late Thelma, Laura Bell, Queen Esther, Jimmy, Lee, and Marguerite. And these are captions from Willie Mae Goddard's family's life. This particular photo is the last birthday of Willie Mae, which was July 4th, 2008. And we didn't know that 5 months later she would pass on. But she did cast her vote for President Obama before she passed. That we know. She did cast that vote by absentee ballot. So she was in communication with the Lord. Go and cast that vote now. Will the families of Willie Mae Goddard CARITHERS that are present please stand? All of them. Everybody. All right, the co-host, Essie Daisy Goddard CARITHERS. Born December 25th, 1918. I know Aunt Essie felt like, man, okay, how you gonna determine what Christmas gifts are Christmas gifts and what birthday gifts are birthday gifts? I mean, give me 20 gifts. We'll split 10 for birthday, 10 for Christmas. That'll sell it with me. She married Clinton CARITHERS Sr. December 18th, 1938. Oh, and that's okay, your anniversary, a week later, your birthday, and Christmas. Ooh, you missing gifts. To this union, 11 children were born. 6 sons and 5 daughters. Again, 2010 data, 44 grandkids, 77 great-grandchildren, 33 great-great-grandchildren. Aunt Essie died in 1986. The month, February 26, 1986. 3 children are deceased along with Aunt Essie: Clinton Jr., Ralph, and Irma. When did your father pass?
February 12, 1986.
Your father?
February
Okay. Wow. Okay, February 12th. So Uncle Clinton passed February 12th, 1986. I neglected to mention my grandfather, Vincent Sr. passed February 3rd, 1980. Well, January 26th, January 21st, 31st? January 31st, 1980. Yep. Next slide. And these are the children of Essie and Clinton. We have Clinton Jr., Willie B., Ralph, Jay, Essie, Edna, Irma, Marvin, Pearlie, Larry, and Linda. Now, my dad had to help me place partner. I do. You know, and see, that's why I was saying, okay, we need this history because, okay, didn't know who he was, didn't know who he was, didn't know who he was. I knew the name Jay, but I was like, okay, who is James? Okay, knew Marvin, did not know Larry, but I knew who the girls were, or the ladies were. So we need to know our history, know who our peeps are. So we're gonna reverse Essie and Pearlie. We got it right now. Okay. And these are clips from Essie's family. Now, before I go into the clips, I neglected to mention that under Willie Mae's clips, we have a mayor that is now the city manager. And so I told him he was Mayor Pumpkin. So I said, I'm gonna go to City Hall and say, I wanna see Mayor Pumpkin. So, but under Essie's family, we have these clips. Uncle Clinton, Aunt Essie. Didn't know Renata. Again, was in Tallahassee when she was there. Right around the corner, didn't know her. Didn't know who she was. So, but one thing they did do was in Turner County, they named a gymnasium. I know they retired her jersey, and I'm not sure what Florida State had did, but they retired her jersey. But again, I was living in Tallahassee at that time. Did not know. And you know, we have Irma with her sons, and looks like a couple of the some of the kids. Marvin, yes, Pearlie, Linda, Essie and Edna, and I'm not sure who that is. And then we have Rolanda, then we have the young ladies. So those are some of the clips. So at this time, with the family of Essie Goddard that are present, please stand. Okay. All right. Thank you for that time, Ellis. At this time, we want to acknowledge the other families that are present. Rosie Goddard Wilson. Any kids or family that belong to Aunt Rosie, would you please stand? Let's give a round of applause. Thank you. Mary Francis. Oh, that's who you belong to. Okay, Aunt Francis. Ruby Goddard Daniels. I know I saw a couple. Lost Aunt Ruby a couple months ago. Georgia Goddard Alexander. Family members of Aunt Georgia. Aunt Naomi. Family members of Naomi Davis. That's Aunt Naomi? Hey. Hey. Annie Pearl Goddard Smith. Hey, Annie Pearl. John Henry. Family of John Henry, please stand. Walter. Family of Walter. Scotty Smith. I'm sorry, Goddard. GW, family members of GW, Uncle George. Aunt Rudine family, and Dorothy Ragland, family members of Aunt Dot's family. If you're in the building, please stand. And that's going to wrap it up for our history. Thank you for your time.